Hurry Up Tomorrow movie review. So yeah, I watched Hurry Up Tomorrow, and if you don't know, it's a movie which is a companion movie for the Weeknd's album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. And yeah, so I feel like just to start, just to get right into this, before any other stuff, any shenanigans, I just want to say, like, I feel like that's something that people, like critics, especially going into this, they just don't get. This is a movie that was made from the album. Or well, I guess technically the Weeknd said the movie was made first, and then he made the music afterwards to fit the movie. But still, you get the point. They're both connected, so it's like, if you don't understand, if you haven't listened to the album, if you don't even know about the album, it can really honestly sway just your opinion about the movie itself. Because if you didn't know, let's say you didn't know anything about the album, and then you just watch the movie, you're like, what is this? Like, what is this? And honestly, like, the Weeknd's a big name, but think about how many people are in the world, okay? How many people, like, how many people are in the world? Like, it's not even, but honestly, I don't even think it's the fact that people don't even know who the Weeknd is, because for a lot of people, especially in North America, everyone knows Weeknd, okay? It's really just about the fact that people don't know that it's connected to an album. So it's like, if you haven't heard the album, you're going to kind of be missing, not even kind of, you will be missing out. You're just going to be missing out on the point of it. Because there's certain songs, like, there's, what was it? I'm pretty sure I'm so bad with names on albums, like song titles. I think it was Red Terror. That was one of them. I think that was one that's used the most. And then it was another one, Baptized in Fear. And then there's the interludes that were like on the first few on the album. Those are very crucial in the movie. And actually, when you first, like, the way it should have been done is that you first listen to the album and then you listen to the movie. That's why I guess it was in that order, to be exact. And it's for good reason, because then when you watch the movie, it recontextualizes what the album itself, Hurry Up Tomorrow, means. So it's kind of like, in a way, it kind of reminded me of like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I haven't finished Better Call Saul, but I did start watching a bit of it like years ago, and then I kind of stopped. But besides the point, it's kind of like that, where some people, like when you watch, obviously most people watch Breaking Bad first, then Better Call Saul, and then just Better Call Saul would like just change your perspective on how you see Breaking Bad. And also in that case, it can also be like the other way around too, because they're both shows, whereas this is like there's an album and a movie, so kind of different. But you get my point. That's what I'm trying to say. Just the way your perspective on the music changes after you watch the movie. But if you don't even know about the album, let alone listen to it, like I've heard it before, then your outlook on the movie is completely different. Like, I saw it got zero. Like, I'm recording this a few hours after I saw it got 0% with like 14 reviews. So it was very early on. The reviews are just like getting out now, so very small amount. But it was at 0%. And like the critics, I'm like, yeah, you can tell these people are movie critics, man. Obviously, they're not. Music critics would be different, because they would have heard the music, knowing that it's a companion movie, that you pretty much have to hear the album in order to understand it. And another thing is, this movie was made for the fans. If we're being honest, it was made for the fans. But the way it was, here's the other thing: it wasn't even like marketed in a way where it was clear that was for the fans. Because then, if you market it like that, you're gonna have just automatically, just by that marketing movie, that's you have to listen to the album. It's for the fans. The accessibility goes down like that. Okay, a lot of people just get like, you used to lose a lot of people like that. Okay, your potential audience just shrinkens a lot. So I get why they didn't do it, but also at the same time now, this is the kind of scenario we're going into. Just for where there might have been some random people that are genuinely interested in the movie, and then they went to tune in and they're like, bro, what is going on? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't find this. I don't get it. I don't get the movie. I don't find it. I just don't really understand why, like, what it is really. Because it's supposed to be, I guess, based on the album, but like I said, the Weeknd said the movie came first and they made the music for it. Kind of like that. But you get what I mean. So I guess with that out of the way, I'll get into the actual movie. So like I was saying, well, one of the things I was looking for in this movie was the fact, just seeing how able his acting was. Because we know what happened to Idol. He got a lot of flack for that. That was, let's say at least that was, not the greatest, okay? But in this movie, they actually did something really cool. Not only was his acting much better, he actually improved in this. Okay, I actually thought it was acceptable. It was, it was good. Honestly, it's way better than the Idol. Like, there were literally, I know there's one moment in the movie where people were like, wow, that was really bad. But these are people that haven't even watched the movie, so they wouldn't even know what they're talking about. Okay, I'm just being quite frank. Like, it may seem bad, but when you're watching the context of the movie, that scene makes more sense. Okay, it's kind of like that. I know it sounds dumb, like I'm trying to just defend him. Like, yeah, he is one of my favorite artists. I don't even think I said that in this video yet. But yeah, he's probably like, he's in my top 3. Okay, shifting. He used to be like 1 at one point, then 2, and then 3. But he's always been my top 3. Okay, anyways, so I may be a little bit biased. I'm just saying that, but his acting was like, that clip especially, it wasn't even bad. It was just the way it was shown without context. Because if you haven't seen the movie, you don't know the context of the scene. So that's why it kind of looks bad. But now his acting is good, and they actually have a very smart thing. I don't know if this is the Weeknd just knowing like his strengths and weaknesses, that acting is his strength. And then I don't know whose idea it was, but whoever thought the idea of getting like 2 actually like good actors with him, as with Jenna Ortega and Barry, I forget his name, I forget his last name always, but you know what I'm talking about. Just getting them to be around the Weeknd, to where it kind of like just surrounding him by like good actors and stuff. It's kind of like, I guess it helped kind of like hide the fact that his acting is not a strength. It kind of elevated him, because a lot of scenes is just kind of him like not even. There's actually a lot of scenes in this movie where he's not even saying anything. It's just expressions, facial expressions, and that was really good. That actually came off like, oh, okay, wow, this is like, if you didn't know anything about the idol, you'd be like, damn, this guy can low key act. Honestly, especially with the facial expressions and stuff. Yeah, that's how it came off as. So that was great. Yeah, but it's really smart just having actors like that, actors and actress, like really good ones around him, to kind of downplay the fact that he's not the best of actor, and actually made him seem better than he is. And also, like I said, credit him, because he definitely practiced more, got better. But yeah, that was a smart strategy. So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out EXO, by the way. Man, we up. This is what we've been waiting for, and this is like Abel said himself. This is the first stepping stone to just to his new era, I guess. After the end of the Weeknd, because that's done with. That's killed off. It's now all about Abel. So I guess I'll say there were moments in the movie where I'm like, wow, this is kind of dragging. Like the pacing was, I'm like, I feel like you can even slim this movie down even more. I think, what was the runtime, like an hour and 45 minutes? I'm gonna be honest, I feel like the movie could have been even like, I don't know if it's extreme to say, but it could have been like 30 minutes cut out from that, to be honest. It could have been like an hour and 15. Honestly, if this movie was made as like a short film, that would have been perfect, but also I get why they didn't do that, because then it wouldn't get, this big theatrical global release, this whole, it wouldn't have been made like such a big deal, obviously. And also, this movie wasn't even trying to be anything crazy, so people are trying to act like this movie's like, oh my god, it's gonna flop, it's tanked or whatever. Bro, this movie was literally for the fans, okay? I'm just saying it outright, bro. This movie was made for the fans. He wasn't trying to do anything crazy. That's why the budget, I don't even know what the budget was. Being able to tell by it, like, after watching the movie, the budget wasn't anything crazy. It knows what it is, okay? So, because people actually, like I said, listen to the album, that kind of know what the movie, like, is about, kind of, going into it. They like the movie, honestly. It's just people that, like, blindly went in, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna go back on that, but if you know what I mean, you get it. Yeah, what else was there in the movie? The third act I thought was very strong. The first and second act, I was like, there's some good parts about it, but like, there's some fun moments in there. But you can really see just how it's just diving into, like, how the album was diving into the Weeknd's Abel, his weaknesses. Obviously there's just some stuff with mental health there. What else was there? There's stuff about, obviously, heartbreak, love, and drug addiction. A whole bunch of serious stuff there. Serious matters. And then just him finally realizing, like, him pretty much just, like, he had to face I guess he in the third act, I liked it so much, because just throughout this movie alone, there was so much just, like, so much symbolism, I guess, imagery. I don't even know how to describe it. So much allegories. I forget the word, bro. Not bad. But, like, there's just a lot of, like, just, like, meanings behind, like, a lot of life lessons that you can get from it. A lot of just stuff like that. Like, messaging, I guess. That's the best way of putting it. Like, too much to even go over in this video, okay? Every time I'm like, wow, there's so much. But the third act especially, when he's pretty much just, like, he's trying to leave. I guess we'll pick up from there. The point where, I guess he, after the night, it's in the daytime now, like, they have breakfast, whatever, and then Abel's trying to leave, like, I'll see you later, kind of like, one night type thing. And then but yeah, he had a good time with her, and it kind of was because of what he said to her the night before. Yeah, because of that, I guess everything happened after, where she pretty much just, like, hit him in the head and then just tied him up to the bed, and then she's also a broken person herself, right? In a different way, she shows in a different way, but she's also broken as well, which is kind of think the reason why they both, like, I don't know why they worked, why they got, or why the relationship, why they kind of like, I don't know, were connecting to each other so well. But yeah, besides the point, tied him up, and then pretty much long story short, she's like, I'm not letting you go till you actually, be honest with me. And then it was kind of cool because there's a moment where she's literally, Jenna Ortega's character is literally like playing the Weeknd's songs, but they did it in a cool way where it was specific songs from the Trilogy album. So we started off After Hours, of course, first one from Trilogy, that was Blinding Lights, and then we did from Dawn FM, what's it? I'm trying to remember. I think it was Gasoline, right? Second one, and the third one, which was I don't remember what it was. I don't know if it wasn't played the Hurry Up Tomorrow one wasn't played in order from what I remember. But bro, I'm so bad with the names. I think it was Red Terror. And I remember the Weeknd just talking about that song particularly because people didn't understand it first. He was pretty much saying, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, that the song is from the perspective of his mom. And if I'm not wrong, it was about her like fleeing from war, I'd like to say. I might be wrong about that, but I think that's what it was. And it's kind of like her hardships, like the challenges she faced along the way. And that's what it was about. And also her being like a mother, right? And that's kind of what I think that song's played quite a bit. But anyways, the whole point of this movie was the Weeknd coming to realization of what he really is, just facing the harsh, truth that no one wants to face, but you have to in life in order to just, move along in life. And he was trying to avoid that the whole time, which is why he was doing these other things. And then finally he got forced to by her just, literally like keeping him hostage. And he had to do it. He had to face the truth. And yeah, that also took other sacrifices along the way because his actions had consequences pretty much. If you look at it kind of like in a cynical way, I guess. But he finally faced it, and then yeah, he was let free. He was let free. And you see kind of like I was confused. I'm like, okay, she let him free, but you see the bed on fire. I'm like, what does that represent? And I saw afterwards an interview, and I'm like, wait, okay, so Abel talked about it, and he's like, kind of like, I think it's supposed to mean like a new, like, the Weeknd's dead, and then the new era starting now. Abel, I think that was supposed to mean. I might be wrong, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, the coolest part was the third act because that was very, very intense. Okay, I was very like, there's no boring moment third act, the first, second act, whatever. But throughout the entire movie was just beautifully shot. Okay, it was, if I'm not wrong, 35 mm throughout. And when the aspect ratios changed, that was pretty cool. What else was there? The interludes gave a whole new context to the interludes. Those got recontextualized. Those have a lot of different meanings, or new meanings now. Sorry, especially because a big portion of the movie is based off of the fact from his real life experiences with him losing his voice at the one concert show, and that plays a big part of this movie as well. So if you haven't watched the movie yet and you're just listening to my review or watching it, whatever, that's no going into it. That has a big part into it, which is connected, like I said, to his real life experiences, what happened in real life. And then those gave a whole different meaning as well. And what else? Like I said, his real life challenges. And then I think it's Baptized in Fear. I knew the lyrics because of when we saw the promotional stuff for the movie as well, and how they show like the bathtub scene and how he's kind of drowning. I'm like, wait, this has to be for Baptized in Fear. And I'm trying to remember, my memory's kind of fuzzy because I watched it yesterday, but it's kind of what I expected for that. But just the way it was done was very well done. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I was kind of spooked there. I was not expecting that the way it was done. I was expecting to see that, but not in the way it was done. So that caught me off guard, but it was nice to see. Yeah, I want to say this movie's good. If you're EXO, you're gonna love this. Okay, if you're not, if you haven't even heard the album, you're probably gonna hate it, to be honest. But if you're not even a Weeknd fan, but you've heard the album, I think you can still at least enjoy this movie for what it is. But if you haven't seen the movie at all, or if you haven't heard the album and you're just watching the movie as some just like non-EXO fan or something, but if you're EXO, you probably heard the album already. But so that's the point. If you're not really a Weeknd fan, it's kind of hard for me to see a world where someone would like this movie just because it's tied so heavily into the album itself. But this movie, I enjoy it for what it is. It's like Nothing crazy. It's like a 7 out of 10. Okay, and honestly, that might be higher than most people give. Maybe that's too high. I don't know, but I think it's all 7 10. Like I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it or anything. It's not the greatest thing. It's not the worst. I think it's perfectly fine. Honestly, yeah, it's fine. Anyways, I just like how it goes into the challenge. Or just goes very into his insecurities. Just deep diving into him. Just he's just being very vulnerable. So it's very commendable, and it's just someone that's a fan of Abel. That's why I watched it, and I got what I wanted. I got what I paid for, so that's all I can really say. And also listen to a fire soundtrack from Because It's Right Up Tomorrow. Anyways, that's all I gotta say for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace.